Whoa, okay, we have got to talk about this, because this is one of those moves that just sends shockwaves through the entire league. Kyler Murray, the former #1 overall pick, is officially a Minnesota Viking. And folks, the fallout from this, it's going to be absolutely massive.
And I'm not just talking about, adding another QB to the roster. No, this is being called a potentially franchise-altering decision. This is the kind of move that doesn't just shuffle the depth chart, it could change the whole trajectory of the team and, honestly, the careers of everyone involved.
And right out of the gate, head coach Kevin O'Connell basically pours gasoline on the fire with this quote. Somebody asks him who the starter is, and that's the answer he gives. It's the perfect non-answer, right? And it tells you everything. There is a storm brewing in that quarterback room. So, the first question everybody had was, how? I mean, how in the world did the Vikings pull this off? This is a guy who signed a monster extension just a couple years ago. Well, the answer, it's all in the numbers. And it is pretty wild.
Now get ready for this, because this number is it's absurd. The Vikings are paying Kyler Murray just $1.3 million for a one-year deal. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's less than what a lot of teams pay their backups, let alone a former #1 pick with his kind of talent. It seems impossible, but that's only half the story. And here's the other half. See, the Arizona Cardinals had already guaranteed Murray $36.8 million. So when they cut him, they were on the hook for that money no matter what. The bottom line is, the Vikings get a former Pro Bowl quarterback for peanuts, all because his old team is footing most of the bill. It's a brilliant piece of business that gives them unbelievable flexibility. So, let's shift gears and talk about the man himself. Because for Kyler Murray, this is about so much more than just putting on a new jersey. This is a quest for redemption. This is his shot to rewrite the story that's been kind of spiraling over the last few years.
And man, look at the baggage he's carrying into Minnesota. He has heard it all. You've got questions about his leadership, the infamous homework clause that his own team put in his contract, forcing him to study film, all the talk about injuries, and a career record that's, well, it's not great. He has a mountain of criticism to climb, and you have to believe, a massive chip on his shoulder to prove everybody wrong.
But every redemption story has a flip side, right? For every opportunity gained, another one is maybe lost. And in this case, the Vikings' #10 pick from just 2 years ago, J.J. McCarthy, he now finds himself at a pretty terrifying crossroads.
The team wanted to bring in some competition for McCarthy, and this number tells you why. A QBR of just 35.6 last season. That put him at 24th out of 26 qualifying quarterbacks. That's a rough statistic. And it's the number that basically opened the door for Kyler Murray to walk right on through. And this is where it gets genuinely concerning for McCarthy's future. History is it's not on his side here. We looked it up, and since the year 2000, there is no example of a top 10 QB getting replaced this early and then winning back the starting job with that same team. He's now in the same conversation as guys like Paxton Lynch and Trey Lance. And that is not a club you ever want to join. So all of this sets the stage for what is going to be one of the most watched, most intense training camp battles in the entire league this year. This isn't just a competition for who starts week 1. This is a battle for the whole future of the Minnesota Vikings offense. And the decision here, it's not as simple as you might think. On one hand, you've got Murray's proven elite talent and that crazy mobility. On the other, you have McCarthy, who knows the system and has all that youth and potential. But they both come with serious question marks. Murray has to learn a whole new, complex offense and shake off his past, while McCarthy has to prove he can actually play at an NFL starter level and, stay healthy. It is a classic coach's nightmare. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit, because this signing doesn't just affect the guys on the field. It has a huge impact on all of you out there playing fantasy football, especially if you happen to have a certain superstar wide receiver on your team. So here's the deal. For all you fantasy managers, the ceiling for Justin Jefferson, it gets way higher with a quarterback like Kyler Murray. Just think about it for a second. Murray's ability to scramble and extend plays. That gives Jefferson more time to get open on those deep routes he's famous for. Plus, Murray has the arm to actually get him the ball downfield. This could turn a fantasy WR1 into the fantasy WR1. It's the kind of game-changing upside that wins you a championship, and fantasy players are definitely dreaming about it.
And that really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? Did the Vikings just pull off a low-risk, high-reward masterstroke, snagging a top-tier talent for basically pennies on the dollar? Or did they just take a massive gamble that could permanently derail the career of a quarterback they just spent a top 10 pick on?
The answer to that is going to define this franchise for years to come.